Well, hello there. I am Mariah Kamei. I'm the VP of Marketing here at AirDNA. And AirDNA is the absolute leading provider, at least from my perspective, of data for the short-term rental industry. So no matter where you are in your journey for short-term rental success, we're here to help you with data and insights. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, VRMA is like ground zero for all of that, right? So we love coming to this event. We love getting to know tons of property managers, large and small. Love talking to our fellow vendors. It's just a great opportunity for us to make some new friends and get some insights, again, on the industry. So Paul, what we're seeing right now, right, is just kind of crazy, the rhetoric that's happening in the media. There's a lot of hype. I call it a lot of drama instead of data about what's happening in our industry. So I'm sure you saw Airbnbust all over the media last week. Myself and our VP of Research, Jamie Lane, we have a podcast. It's called STR Data Lab. And what we do there is we dispel these myths. We get to the bottom of them. So, guys, folks, the big thing right now is like, are bookings down? Is demand down? What's going to happen to the economy? I'm here to say so far it's pretty steady on, right? So year over year for September, we actually were only 1% down on occupancy, which is pretty incredible, right? So travel demand's still really high. I think in the US we saw 18 million bookings, again year over year for September. And another really great bright spot is ADR. So average daily rates were actually up 5.6%. So just to give that some context, what we've been trying to do since April is to stay up with inflation, right? And so inflation, the CPI, is at 5.4%, so 5.6% is a great place for us to be. So again, I always encourage people to take a look at the numbers, take a look at our numbers, of course, but just make sure that you're not indexing off the high of 2021. Right? 2021 was a bananas year for our business. We did see a huge rise in listings, from 2021 to 2020. And so, of course, supply is getting to a higher point that is lowering occupancy. But if you look sort of at the big trend from before the pandemic to now, we're growing, guys. We're growing. That's what I love about our business is there's so many opportunities, right? There's just so much white space for innovation. It is an innovative space, right? Like I like to consider vacation rental managers to be like the rebels, right? They're the ones that don't do things the way that everyone else does. They shirk the status quo. So there's a huge opportunity, but I think you have to keep the hospitable in hospitality, right? So you really have to think about where our travelers' mindsets. You are competing more with hotels, so how do you stay ahead of that trend? How do you make sure that you're doing little unexpected things to make that experience even more special? How do you standardize? How do you make sure that things are consistent? How do you work with your local legislation to make sure that you're staying ahead of advocacy concerns? So lots of opportunities, I think, for the innovators and the folks that are not going to do what everyone else is doing in the space. I love it. Yes. Well, and we did go the private equity route. It's been an amazing experience for us. Alpine has an incredible amount of resources. They really are a people-first private equity company. They not only talk the talk, but they also walk the walk when it comes to that. So we've been incredibly pleased with the resources they've given us. They are standardizing some of our procedures. They've given us a lot of opportunities to get new coaches and people, but we're very focused right now on our talent, right? And especially building up our data engineers, data scientists, lots of investment in the people that back up our data. I say it's always about the people behind the algorithm. We're focusing a lot on enhancing our algorithms and making sure that they are the best in the industry. Of course, always bolstering and diversifying our data set. So yes, AirDNA does have quite a lot of scraped data, but we also get a lot of first-party data from property managers as well and other third-party sources. So making sure that we have the depth and the breadth that really I don't think anyone else in the industry can say they have. I love that. Well, Demi brings a lot to the role. Not only is she just an incredibly intuitive and empathetic leader, she also has a lot of experience with e-commerce. She worked at Jet.com before. And so she's been incredibly, from an operational perspective, useful and helpful for us, and again, great coach and mentor to the team. So love her investment in our future.